Welcome to the United Racing Network. My name is Andrew Spears. We're here in Atlanta, right outside of Atlanta at Road Atlanta. I'm here with my co-host, Rob McDonald. How are you tonight, Rob?
I'm not doing too bad. How about yourself?
I am doing well. I just jumped in my car and drove over here since I live so close. Didn't have to take a jet this time, thank God.
I did.
Oh, I bet you did. Road Atlanta. Last time we were here, it was a fantastic race, but Mike Weir seemed to dominate the entire race from start to finish. Can he do it again? That's a good question. Or can Philip Forster continue his domination in both of the GT3 series and win this one tonight? You know, that's the questions you have to ask yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, although the last time we were here, you know, it looked a little different because we were racing under the lights. Well, tonight, it's in the middle of the day, and this track is hot.
It is very hot. Let's look at the race info tonight, guys. So for this race here at Atlanta, we have a track temperature right now of 101 degrees. These tires are not happy. They're basically melting off as they go around this track. The weather tonight is going to be 73 degrees with the humidity about 56 degrees, and you can see right there the tires are not really doing so well at this hot track tonight. And this track's a little over 2.5 miles, so we're going to have some good long racing tonight.
Yeah, and it'll be great to see. And I know, you know, the last time we were here, because this is JP Alfonso's home track, he didn't quite have the finish he wanted to the last time we were here. You know, he got caught up in a little bit of an incident where essentially it was his toe was kicked out of line by about 45 degrees. So,
yeah,
you know, I'm sure he's here trying to prove his worth here at his home track.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well, Rob. And something that I'm looking forward to tonight is the battle for this first position. Now, in practice right now, Philip Forster and JP both are putting down some pretty consecutive times. I mean, we're talking their last laps were 1:18.26 for Philip Forster, 1:19.13 for JP Alfonso, which his best was 1:18.32. You know, That's going to be interesting to see how these guys fare, and I really do think these two are going to walk away from the pack because the guy in third place is pushing a 1:19.7 for his best lap.
Yeah, so he's almost a second off. You know, well, 0.8 of a second off, but you know, over time, that 0.8 of a second is huge.
Very, it's big for sure, and 0.8 of a second. You know, you can make that up in a corner, or you can lose it in a corner, and that's what we're going to have to see here. You know, that can these guys make the moves they need to make tonight to get to the front? Now, taking a look at the point standings here, Mike Weir is currently leading points for the America Series. He's leading with 91 points. Followed right behind is Charles Harris, but he's got a little bit of ground to make up here. Philip and JP both are way back in points. So, you know, we're week 4 is what we're in right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, week 12 is going to be here before they know it. So they need to start, these guys that won last season, they need to start moving forward in the points, or they're not going to be in contention this year.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just looking at the standings here. So, you know, Philip Forster didn't race the first 2 races of the season here. You know, and throughout a strong finish at Canadian Tire Sports Park last week, you know, sweeping the field with 36 points. So, and it looks like JP raced 2 races. Now, you know, these guys do have 2 drop races. So, really, you know, missing those 2 races may not really affect Philip Forster or JP that much.
Yeah, that's
going
true.
Forward.
That is true. You know, we're going to have to watch and see for sure how these guys fare. Atlanta can be a little tricky. You know, last time we were here, we were at night, and these guys were having to rely on brake lights to get them through the corners without bumping and rear into somebody. So, you know. And
now, well, they're able to see for a few hundred feet at least before the next turn. So
yeah. So tonight on the docket tonight, we have about 16 guys registered to race so far. If any of them are your favorites, put it in the chat for us so we can see who you're rooting for this afternoon. Philip Forrester is registered to race, so is JP Alfonso, Mike Weir, Alex Brown, Rafael Kunha, David Tamara, John Berry, Neil Strader, or as we know him as Nelly, Sean Crooks, Richie Ko, John Steele, Brian Frick, Ben Martin, Scott Shepard, Don Warren, and Christopher Morrison have all registered to race this race so far. We still have about 10 minutes left in the practice session here. We give these guys an hour and 10 minutes to practice because road racing is a little bit tougher than oval racing.
Just a little bit.
So, you know, we give them guys a little extra time to get out here and get some practice on. So,
yeah, and you know, it's great. Now I know on Tuesday when we were racing at Circuit du Spa, you know, we had a few new drivers. I believe we had one or two. But tonight I'm not seeing them, so maybe they're just racing the Pan America Series.
Okay.
But we will see.
You mean the Eurasia Series? This is the Pan America.
Eurasia. Sorry.
I had to think
My brain's a little jumbled. All right.
I had to think about where Atlanta was for a second.
But we don't see them here, and you know, hopefully, you know, we still got some time. Maybe they'll get their cars out of the haulers and get them on the track.
Yeah, we'll definitely want to see these guys on track as soon as we can, because Road Atlanta is a little bit of a beast of a racetrack. I've raced here a few times, and it's not friendly on people that don't know the track very well. So,
no, you wouldn't catch me out there, that's for sure.
And that corner right there, I call this the snake or the S curve. We seen it last race get a lot of people.
Well, it's really tight there, and you know, you're coming up the hill a little bit, and yeah, if you're not careful, she'll bite you.
Yeah, for sure. The Michelin Man will just reach out and grab you.
Yeah.
Now, he always scared me when I was a kid. Just seeing that commercial with the Michelin Man, he reminds me of the Marshmallow Man.
The Stay Puft guy.
Yeah, it's and you know, just something that looks so nice yet be so scary. I didn't like it.
See, I wasn't afraid because I'm just like, oh, it's just a marshmallow.
Yeah, but
like, it can't be that bad.
It's pretty bad. All right, as we approach under 10 minutes to go in practice, Rob, who do you have tonight? Who are you looking at to be running up front, at least up front tonight?
Well, up front, I mean, just looking at the times we're putting down in practice, I believe our top three are going to be Philip Forrester, JP Alfonso, and Mike Weir. It's just, you know, we constantly see them near the front, regardless of what track we're at. So I strongly feel that they're going to be the top contenders here tonight.
Okay. I agree with you there too, but I think that David Tamara may try to sneak his way up there tonight. Just watching what I've seen from David Tamara so far, he did well last season at this race, so you know, maybe he's looking for his first win of the season.
He could be, and I mean, you know, he's had some upsets. I mean, the first race of the year, you know, he had to fire his engineer because they let him run out of fuel.
He was going to win that race.
Yeah,
he was going to win that race.
And so yeah, I feel that he's going to be pushing here tonight because, you know, he wants the top. He wants to be there. So
I like it. Now, David Tamara currently holds that 7th position in practice. His fastest lap time was a 1:19.475. So we'll be seeing if he can increase that time and get down there with JP and Philip Forrester. Now, I did learn that this is Philip's also. This is his home track as well.
Oh, okay.
So we have two homeboys here, I guess you could call them, home track boys competing for a win tonight. And the way Philip's been dominating this season on both series, I believe he's going to have a shot.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's so hard because, you know, he gets a jump off the line, and then all of a sudden, next thing we know, he's 10 seconds ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like Neil Strader just took over that 3rd fastest lap spot tonight. with a 119.62, but it's still, they have nothing on JP and Philip Forster right now.
No, I mean, still being, 7/10 off, 8/10 off. It's crazy. So really, if, Neil just kind of keeps it cool, keeps it calm, he might, the guys up front may make a mistake, because everybody does. Every once in a while, everybody slips up a little bit. And, he may be able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, and Brian Mansfield and Eddie Baker have both joined the race to race tonight. Eddie Baker, I wasn't going to mention his name tonight, but he's also one of the guys I think that'll be competing up front.
Yeah, for sure. Normally he qualifies, mid-pack, and then we see him sitting up near the front. And it's just amazing to see what he can do in these cars, because, I mean, we see him week in and week out in the oval, and he does much of the same stuff. And, it's very, very impressive in what he can do, in the multitude of cars that he drives.
Yeah. Now, this corner here, like I said, even the champions were affected by this corner last season at the night race. So that S corner there is going to be somewhere that we're going to have our cameras trained on as they enter those turns, because I believe that's going to be a major factor tonight in who's going to win this race.
Yeah, especially the first few laps that they go around this track. Everybody's still going to be bunched up a little bit. So, yeah, it'll be tough to see, as you see Nelly spin out and Ben Martin spin out as well.
Yeah, so I was talking to these guys pre-race, and Nelly was saying how the track temperature tonight is just unreal. We're looking at track temperatures right now of it's cooling down a little bit at the height of practice. The highest temperature I seen tonight was 110 degrees.
Wow. On
the track. I mean, these tires were killing themselves.
Yeah.
Just laying the rubber down like crazy on track. It was bad, and everybody was spinning out. Philip was spinning out. JP was spinning out. I can't tell you how many times Nelly said he was retiring. It was bad. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight as these guys, hopefully the track temperature doesn't go back up. Going down between 85 and 95 is your optimal temp for racing in these cars.
Yeah.
So, we want to see that as somebody else goes off right there. Who that was? Don Warren representing the red, white, and blue car tonight. USA, USA.
Yeah. All right. We need a Canadian car out there. I know we got Canadian drivers out there, so any of you are listening, we need to put a Canadian flag on a car. I'll sponsor it. I don't give a I don't care. I almost slipped up there. But I will sponsor it. So if any of you hit me up after the race, we will put a Canadian flag on your car.
He can even chrome it out for you if he wants to.
No, you can't do that to the flag.
I mean, it's a Canadian flag. I mean,
hey, watch yourself. You watch yourself.
Okay, sorry. All right. So, who's your pick for the night?
My pick for the day. You know what? I'm going to go with David Tamara. He just threw up a 118.82. And I know he's pushing hard tonight. And I know he wants to win, and I know he has it in him. So, yeah, I'm going to go with David Tamara tonight.
David Tamara, that's a good choice tonight. I've not picked him all season long, so I'm going to. If Nelly can... I think Nelly is going to give this guy a run for his money tonight, as long as he can keep the car straight. And that's going to be JP Alfonso.
Okay.
Now, I'm picking JP because I truly don't want Philip to win this race, even though I think he will. I'm really hoping JP does. And the reason I'm wanting JP to win, because I think that a win for JP would put Philip in check and keep him humble, make him
Yeah.
think, I'm not better than everybody. He's thinking that right now because he's winning every race so far by 1,000 minutes ahead of everybody. But I think if JP wins tonight, Philip will be a little humbled and start worrying about his races a little bit more. Instead of just getting in there and saying, okay, I've got this one in the bag, you know?
Yeah, that's a fair assumption. I can agree with that.
All right, as we go into qualifying, we're going to just take a second to hear a quick word from our sponsors. This is going to be just a second. We'll get you right back as qualifying starts. All right, as these guys get ready to complete their out lap tonight, they have 10 minutes to complete 2 laps tonight. Whichever one of the two is the fastest will be their time that is scored. You know, how are these guys going to do tonight? The out laps on these cars the tires are very, very. What's the word I'm looking for here? I'm not going to say bad, but very slick. That's a good word.
There you go.
Very slick. So.
Yeah, as you see Mike Weir, they're trying to get as much temperature in the tires as he can so he can get the grip on them.
Yep. And we are doing lone qualifying sessions tonight, so these guys are not on track at one time. They are going to be looking like they're on the track at the same time, but they're not. They're in their own little qualifying sessions because getting these guys to do 10 minutes apiece, we'd be here till next week. So. Yep.
And yeah, I like my sleep, so.
Yeah, me too. All right, looks like David Tamara is on his lap right now, which is who we are following. Philip Forster has also started his lap, and you can see down at the bottom here, we're looking at sector times. And both of these guys are green in their sectors, and they will be. Everybody will have green sectors for the first lap. It's the second lap is where you're going to see some differences. So on the screen right now, you can keep track on where the qualifying times are happening, where they are on track, and where these guys are going to come from when it comes down to the second lap. You see if they're improving their lap time or slowing up on their lap time. Hopefully we can see some improvements here.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean, that's what these guys are aiming for. Your first lap is normally slower, because you got to get up to speed and you kind of get comfortable. And then, then you hit the track the second time by and you really lay it down.
Yep, and Brian Frick, Philip Forster. Did I look at that right? Maybe it's just on a timing screen. So Philip Forster currently holds the fastest lap time, but David Tamara just posted a 19.18 right behind him.
Yep.
JP still waiting for his lap.
Neil Strader posted a 1:19:31.
Looks like JP's having some trouble with his lap times here. This is his. Let me make sure we're on the laps. Yep. This is going to be his first lap complete right here. So we'll see what lap time he gets. Ooh. He gets a 1:18.629.
Wow.
Very, very fast lap for JP there as he takes the lead here in positioning.
And you can tell he's at home because he's in his Porsche.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had a talk with him afterwards. I told him to get out of the Lamborghini.
Well, actually on Tuesday, he raced the AMG. Yeah.
He just needs to stick with the Porsche.
Yeah. I think he was just trying to feel it out, and he did good. But, he feels at home in the Porsche, so. And, I mean, you can just tell just by his lap times that he's really comfortable with it. So.
Yeah, and we're looking tonight to see some battles on track. Oh, wow, Mike Weir just posted a fast time, 1:18.29.
Yep.
That was faster than what Philip was doing in practice.
But Philip Forster actually posted a 1:18.06.
Wow. Oh, you can see Mike Weir get sideways there. Well, Scott Shepard gets a little loose there. But Scott Shepard has completed 2.5 laps now, so he is. This should be his final lap.
Although it will not count though because he went off track. So
tough luck.
Which is unfortunate for him. In the only McLaren in the field.
Only McLaren. I mean, I'm still a Mercedes guy. I love the new Mercedes that iRacing put out. I guess you're still a Porsche fan, right?
Absolutely. Cannot change my mind on that.
I can change your mind, but you know.
No.
It's when I destroy Porsche and not make them not a thing anymore.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, good luck.
And Brian Mansfield is our road rookie of the evening. He's the only rookie running out there tonight.
Well, rookie in loose terms.
I said road rookie for a reason. Is that a Hello Kitty car?
It is.
Oh my God.
That's a Hello Kitty car.
We are not sponsored or induced by Hello Kitty.
Oh, wow.
Well, there you go.
I mean, seeing his cars out here always give me a chuckle because, I mean, when we run road races, normally he's in the Stevie Wonder driving school Ferrari.
Yep, that's true.
But he switched up a little bit. And actually, that's Josh Steele in the Futurama car.
Is that what that is? I thought that looked familiar.
Yeah, that's Zoidberg.
Zoidberg, yep. God, my mother wouldn't let me watch that when I was younger.
Really?
Nope. It's bad situation.
All right, fair enough.
As we wrap up qualifying here, as it sits right now, Philip Forster is going to be your leader tonight, starting it out. Mike Weir will be sitting on that outside in that right side position. And P2, P3 belongs to JP Alfonso, P4 belongs to David Tamara, and P5 belongs to Neil Schrader. You know, maybe we'll have some heated battles tonight. And when I say heated, I'm talking like some revenge battles tonight, because some guys have been done a little dirty by some drivers, and they've been kind of battling it out all season long so far. So, you know, we're to that point in the season where now the rivalries have formed, and you know, it reminds me of NASCAR 2006, where, you know, the drivers, the AI would just pummel you out of nowhere. That's what it reminds me of. So
that's fair, but
maybe we'll see some of that. I hope we don't. I mean, I'm good with clean racing, but
yeah,
we're to a point in the season where we can have some gives and some takes here. So
yeah,
we'll try to bring you all the action as it happens here at the United Racing Network, and we strive to do what we can to keep the action going. So.
Is he just running laps for fun?
I think so. Get some extra practice in because he's completed 3 laps now.
He's using the full 10 minutes that he has to get as much practice in as he can.
Yeah, Emza would have pulled you off track by then.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Well, as we get ready to go to our starting grid, you still sticking with your pick of David Tamara?
Yep.
It's a good pick. I think if Nelly can maintain his car tonight and stay consistent, I think he has a good shot at winning this tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he for sure does, and you know, like you said, he just has to keep the car straight.
Yep.
And you know, he just needs to stay calm. So if you're listening, Nelly, just breathe.
Yeah, just breathe. Get you a glass of soda somewhere. You know, get you some electrolytes because you got 40 minutes ahead that you're gonna have to race and be on key. Now, speaking of 40 minutes, we will have to stop for fuel.
Yep.
And the way it's about 2.5 miles at this track, I'm saying we're probably going to stop about lap 19, lap 20, 21, or about the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, it seems these cars, we're running the 60% fuel loads in them. They run around the 25 to 28 minute mark is when your fuel window really comes into play. We've seen other guys, hit a lot earlier. I mean, just on Tuesday, we saw JP Alfonso pit at minute 18 and get the fuel. So
wow.
Yeah, so it's they really got to pay attention, and it'll be interesting to see how, like, when these guys actually come in.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really big factor on, we do have some teammates out there running tonight. You will see 2 JP Alfonso studio cars, as you see them out there in line with one another. I would assume that they're probably going to try to work together tonight. Mike Weir does not have his buddy out here tonight, Eric McCready. So I don't think that I don't think he'll have much help tonight. David Tamara may have a little bit of help from Eddie because them two kind of race together when it comes down to it. But Eddie Baker qualified 9th. So Eddie Baker's got to push through the field to even get up there next to David Tamara. And Neil Strader's got to link up with Ben, but Ben qualified back in 13th. So the only 2 guys out here tonight that are together is Philip Forster and JP Alfonso. So, and I'm saying that to say this: pit with your teammates so you can stay consistent with your teammates. And that's going to be very hard for them to coordinate this afternoon.
Yeah, it is for sure. And, although Eddie Baker qualified 9th, that's normal for him. He sits mid-pack, and then all of a sudden, he's in top 5. And we see it each and every week. So I'm sure we can see him up towards the front here, probably in about 4 or 5 laps, he'll be up there.
Yep. All right. In first position, we have Mr. Forster. And second, Mike Weir. Third, JP Alfonso. Fourth is going to be David Tamara. Fifth, Neil Nelly Strader. Rafael Cunha in 6th. Don Warren in 7th. 8th is Sean Crooks. Eddie Baker starting in that 9th position. Josh Steele starting 10th. Richie Ko is starting 11th. 12th is going to be John Berry. 13th, Ben Martin. 14th, Brian Frick. 15th, Scott Shepard. 16th, Brian Mansfield. And it looks like 17 and 18, Alex Brown and Christopher Morrison, in that order, did not grid.
Yeah.
So I want to...
They might be just watching.
That's true. I want to bring up a point. I want to talk about how Mike Weir won last season. He jumped the gun really, really big last season. I don't know if he ever got penalized for it, but where we sat, he jumped the green. Now, is he going to do that this race? We'll have to see, because if he doesn't, then he'll be in contention. But if he gets a good jump on Phillip up front, I think he'll go to the front and stay up there.
Yeah, for sure. And I know, iRacing will be watching, and I know they've tended to be a little more strict on jumping the green. So I know we saw it in the Indy race where, Nelly jumped the start by just a few milliseconds and was penalized.
Yep.
So
yeah, so we'll see if they can, maintain their P's and Q's and get ready. Rob, we have just about 2 turns left. We're going green. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am excited for this. As they hit through the first part of the S turn and the second part of the S turn, that pace car is going to speed off this afternoon. Hopefully for the last time. We won't see it again. As they come off the top here, you can see them coming down the hill, down to the grid. They're going to keep it slowed up, get everybody tightened up, and we are green here at Road Atlanta.
The first few corners are the ones we're going to have to watch out for as everybody kind of gets in line and, starts to bunch up. So
Yeah, as you see, everybody does good through that first corner there. We don't have anybody go off track. But we're going to stay in the drone camera here just for a few more seconds because these guys have got a few more turns to get settled in on. As we come through, getting down to the long backstretch here, they seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, they're not doing too bad. JP has fallen back a little bit, but he's still there. As it looked like Neil Strader almost got into the back of David Tamara there.
Yeah, he got loose there, but he's up there as a tap numbers of the Legos car, Raphael. They kind of tapped right there with the Mercedes tapping these cars too often. Don't bump them.
No, and I mean we saw it on Tuesday where it almost looked like Eric McCready was bump drafting JP Alfonso in the Mercedes. And yeah, he said they don't like it too much. So
no, not at all. As Philip Forrester gains about a half of a second gap over Mike Weir now.
Oh, somebody went into the wall back there.
It's Don Warren. We'll go back and take a look at it. Just got really loose and off track there. Good job keeping it off everybody though.
Looked like there might have been a little bit of contact there, but I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah, we'll get the race analysts to go back and take a look at that. But as of right now, we're looking at the battle for first and the battle for second between JP and Mike Weir, and then Mike Weir and Philip Forrester. It's like everybody in the back there behind has all fell in line and just waiting for the guy in front of them to slip up. You know, we got a long 38 minutes ahead of us, so that's probably the best bet.
Well, I mean, a lot of these races too is just, you know, put on the guy in front of you and wait for him to make mistakes. So, and these guys are really good at capitalizing on when somebody makes just the slightest little bobble.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we were talking about drama on track tonight. Mike Weir and JP's got some drama from last season that's kind of spilled over. You know, we kind of highlighted it last season. They were at what's that track? Australia. I can't think of the name of it right off. But Mike Weir and JP was battling for the front position. Mike Weir kind of grabbed JP and knocked his toe out of line, and JP couldn't really do much from there on out. Mike Weir ended up winning that race, and a few more after that, and JP ended up, Mike Weir ended up getting into JP a little bit. So, you know, there's some drama on this track tonight, and the tensions are high. I can feel them from up here in the booth. We're just going to see how the tensions fold as it comes down to the 40-minute mark of this race.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like Martin has crashed.
Well, he may have just got loose and grabs that inside wall, tears the front end of that car off.
Now that's something iRacing has done, because I don't believe last season we saw the hoods come off. And I mean, on Tuesday at Circuit de Spa, we saw it many times where, you know, these cars catch that wall and it tears the hood completely off of them.
Really?
Yeah.
We have a three-car battle here for this first position. These guys have not let anything give up, or have not let up at all. So we're going to maintain with this pack right now for just a second to see how these guys do.
Yeah, and these guys have pulled away from the field. I mean, David Tamara is sitting in fourth, but he's sitting 5 seconds back from Philip Forrester.
Wow. Yeah, 5 seconds back, and the interval between David Tamara and JP is 3 seconds.
These top three are just pulling away from the field. And, you know, as I said before we started this race, the three I see up front are Philip Forrester, JP Alfonso, and Mike Weir. And look who we have up front.
Yeah, if JP don't watch out, though, JP has not gotten off track yet, but it looks like JP may be kind of cutting corners a little bit. So the stewards have not said anything to him yet, according to my timing screen, so maybe, you know, he's good. But discuss the incident point penalty that we have here.
So after 15 incident points, whether that be off track or contact or losing control, after 15 points, you have to serve a drive-through penalty of the pits, and then every 5 incident points after that, you need to do a drive-through as well.
Wow. So another thing for these leaders is to not get your incident points, because, you know, that was something here in the I believe it was one of the Watkins Glen races. You know, that first corner at Watkins Glen, I mean, it catches everybody, and you just put one tire off that line there, you're going to catch something. And that got a lot of the leaders in the Watkins Glen race last season. So
yeah, and you know, we even heard it from JP Alfonso and Eric McCready on Tuesday. So they were I think they were sitting at 13 incident points each, so any little bit of incident.
Oh, David Tamar gets loose. Sorry about that. David Tamar just got loose there, and it almost gave the opportunity for Neil Strader to make the pass on him. Sorry about that. You can continue.
That's okay. So, yeah, any little bit of incidental contact between the two of JP Alfonso or Eric McCready, they both would have had to serve the penalty, and that would have given Mike Weir a podium spot because he was only a few seconds behind them when they finished.
Wow. Just wow. And that looks like Richie Kao has went off track and come back on track, and it looks like Scott Shepard's done the same, potentially.
Richie Kao just gets in. It looks like he got in the gas a little too early and just sent it around.
Go back up front, check on the leaders here. Looks like JP Alfonso is setting about a half a second back from Mike Weir, and looks like Philip is starting to pull away from Mike Weir now.
Yeah, so now all Mike Weir is hoping is, you know, Philip just makes a little bit of a mistake so that he can gain up the ground that he's lost, because he's sitting about a second back now. But mind you, a second isn't all that much. Like you said, you can make that up in half a corner, basically.
Yeah, you can for sure. Let's go back and check on Eddie Baker here. He's currently holding that 8th position. Behind him is Josh Still and Brian Frick. And they're trying to get some position there, but it looks like he's got a little damage on that front. I feel like it's crumpled in there.
It does look like it.
And I'm not getting anything about what happened there.
Yeah, he does have damage on that right front.
So he must have got that early for sure. Let's try and take a look at what happened with John Berry. That's where you got the injury.
That's where the contact.
That's where the contact happened. Those Ferraris are a beast to drive. I don't like them.
They are. I mean, they're nothing like the Porsches. Porsches are they're a special beast. Those things.
Yeah, I tried driving JP's and it wasn't very fun. So he let me take it out for a spin at Watkins Glen. We were up there, and I didn't like it. The Porsche just didn't for me. I'll stick with my Mercedes if I'm racing GT3.
That's fair. I like the Porsche. It's difficult, but it's rewarding.
That sounds like a marriage.
Did you say that sounds like a marriage thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
Lord, I hope my wife's not watching.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never been married, so.
Oh no.
I can just hear your wife now.
Oh man, she didn't knock. She didn't bust down the door, so we're good.
She's waiting till afterwards.
Oh, is that what she's doing? Oh, and Nelly gets around. Nelly got loose there, got around. Ben Martin came off track and went on track, and Nelly has towed. Let's take a look at Ben Martin real quick. He's battling that car. It looks like he cut the corner a little bit and kept it on track, off track, you know. But let's take a look at what happened to Neil Schrader. Looks like he just grabbed the, what'd you call them, the sausage?
Yeah, the sausage curbs.
Whatever. And Josh Steele has also crashed. Josh Steele's in the number 76 car.
It's a Futurama car there. Yep, just send her around. Gets into it a little bit too early and sends her around.
Yep, and I'm hearing footsteps outside my door.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble now.
Yeah, tell me about it. And Hello Kitty is still sitting back there in 14th. But he's doing good. I don't see any damage on that car so far.
No. No, you don't see Mansfield really get any damage on his car. He's a very, very cautious driver when it comes to these, so.
That is true. That is true. Let's check up front here. Looks like we still have a position battle. Phillip is pretty much walking away from second place here, but the battle right now stays between JP Alfonso and Mike Weir. They have been a half a second back the entire race.
Yeah. And, you know, like we said on Tuesday, JP is one of those racers where, you know, he'll sit back from you a little bit and, you know, he'll capitalize on any little mistake you make. You know, he does like to push, but you won't push too hard to the point where, you know, he'll end up losing his own car.
Yeah. Well, that's smart too. That is smart. Now, I wanted to take a second to discuss anybody that's watching that just watches us frequently and watches all of our series, why we were not here yesterday. I did want to just take a second from our broadcast and say that we're sorry we did not broadcast yesterday. Something came up and we were not able to broadcast the Richmond race. That race was pretty eventful from what I was told. There towards the end, and we can get as many stats about it as we can. We'll let you know next week when we go to the next NASCAR Next Gen race, which will be at, I think we're going to be going to a super speedway.
I think we're going to Talladega.
I think we're going to Talladega. We are going to Talladega August 6th, so make sure you're there next Wednesday at 6:45 is when we go live. So that'll be a very interesting race to watch.
7:45 Eastern.
Whatever, okay? They get it. They get it.
Do they?
6:45 Central, 7:45 Eastern. Look, this time zone stuff, they need to get rid of it like they're getting rid of daylight savings times. I'm just saying.
Okay, daylight savings time I understand, but the time zone thing, I think it should stay because I mean, it can't be 7 o'clock in the morning everywhere, and you know it'd still be nighttime.
Why not?
As Mike Weir actually gets a little bobble there, it opens up the door for JP to catch back up to him as he moves to the outside.
And they are side by side coming down to this next corner, which is going to be a left-handed corner. Yes. And JP makes the pass. But Mike Weir is right on his tail.
According to sources in the chat, daylight savings time is gone after 2023.
That is true. Once we spring forward in 2023, that is it. It is gone.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you don't have to feel about it because it was the United States that made that call.
Well, I mean, because if we spring forward, I'm losing an hour of sleep.
We'll only do it one more time. And it's only for the day.
Actually, you know, the United Racing Network has struck again. We talked about Brian Mansfield barely crashing. And he has crashed.
Lord have mercy. You see it? You see that right there? That was a troll. That was the troll. He reached out and threw the grass out there on the track. I seen it. I seen it. Look, he's over there laughing. Look at him right there. He's chuckling like he's rolling on the ground, you know?
We just gotta stop talking about people.
I tell you what, man. This might be our last season.
Seems every time we talk about somebody, something happens.
Yeah, you are definitely right there. So, you know, Rob. No, you said you're coming down and you're coming down for the Talladega race, the actual race. But
Yes,
we won't
sir.
have a season. We won't have a series to actually talk about there. So it kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Maybe we can do it.
Maybe we can go live from actual Talladega.
Hey, you know what?
We could do that.
We could. I've got Twitch on my phone.
Yep. That's something.
That is to be discussed at a later time.
Yeah. That might be interesting.
I mean, as much as, I mean, I've got FirstNet internet. I mean, I can get on anything and keep it. So
There
I
we
got to
go.
get me a selfie stick, though.
No.
Why not?
No, I refuse. And John Barry has actually crashed.
John Barry
Looks like
and
he was
Ben
having-
Martin.
Yeah, it looks like he was having a little bit of trouble there. He went off track, came back on track, and then crashed.
Oh yeah, right in front of. What was that? Looked like he just got a little loose there. When he got loose, he just. It looks like he got frustrated and just put it into the wall.
It looked like full send into the wall.
Look,
And
the tires
JP
are still running.
Alfonso- Yeah, JP Alfonso came off track.
And Mike Ware did too. Oh, I'm not looking forward to what this is.
Oh.
We're going back right now.
Brian Mansfield was involved in that.
Yeah, Brian Mansfield was involved. JP was involved. Mike Ware had to go off track to get back on track. Let's take a look at it from Mike Ware's point of view. Looks like lap traffic just didn't move out of the way for JP, and JP didn't have room but to just hit him.
Yeah.
That sucks for JP. JP's fell back to 5th now.
That's a tough break for him.
Yeah, but I mean, Philip Forster's still in the lead by a commanding lead of about 6 seconds over Mike Weir. About 3 seconds, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now with JP going into the pits here, he's likely getting, the fuel he needs. So now he doesn't have to pit. So now all he has to do is try and close that gap some, so that when Philip Forster and the leaders, come into pit, he's able to, try and be there to beat them through.
Yeah, and he didn't stay in pits very long, so like he may grabbed his quick repair because you do get one.
Yep.
And he grabbed his fuel that he needs to make it to the end of the race because we are at the 20-minute mark. So, I mean, we're in that pit window. We're about 5 minutes away from the pit window. So, I believe he could make it now.
Yeah, for sure he could. I mean, we saw it at Circuit de Spa where he came in at the 18-minute mark. He was able to manage second after everybody come in. So, that may be a blessing in disguise. Maybe not.
Yeah, especially where the wreck happened at. It happened right there in the S-turns, right there at pit road. Yeah. So, I mean, it was, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of damage on his car, but it's not there anymore because he basically pulled his car out of the hauler, got a new one, jumped in it, and took off.
Yep.
So.
It's amazing what they can do in 12.98 seconds.
That's right. It looks like Philip Forster's approaching on Scott Shepard. He is lap traffic. So we'll see how he manages this. Scott Shepard is not one to mess around when it comes to the cars behind him. He usually gets out of the way and stays out of the racing line. So
yeah. So Scott Shepard will be shown the blue flag. Basically say, hey, the guy behind you is faster. He's the leader. Do not defend.
Do not defend, and. But it's not one of those flags that you can get like black flag for. Like you have to move out of the racing line, but you don't have to at the same time. You could technically block for a little bit if you're wanting your teammate to catch up to the guy that may be running him first.
Yeah, you can slow him down a little bit, but the marshals will be looking at you fairly closely, and I'm sure they would penalize you if something happens.
Yep, for sure. Eddie Baker is still doing well back there. Looks like he's got his damage repaired now, and he is now looking to take the lead as soon as he is given the opportunity. But he's got to battle through 8 other people to get that position. So Philip Forster is going to pass Scott Shepard without an issue. And you know, Rob, we don't really have a far to travel after we get done with the Road Atlanta here, because we're going to be going to Daytona next for the Super Speedway Series. Are you excited for that?
Absolutely, I'm excited. I mean, you know, last week, I believe I came in 4th. I think it was 4th. I don't know. That night's kind of a blur, to be honest.
I don't like the car tomorrow, just because I mean I get they're unrestricted. And they go 250 miles an hour without a draft, but I just don't think they're realistic.
I thought they were fun.
Well, considering netcode got me twice, I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, somebody sat there and wanted to know why I just gave up and put it into the wall. I didn't. I didn't give up and put it to the wall. My screen, you hit me, and you didn't. I'm sorry. But I took out Matt Stewart. Matt Stewart broke the world record for how many flips he did in a second. Okay. 250 miles an hour flipping down the backstretch of iRacing Super Speedway. There has to be a record there somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, that iRacing Super Speedway is something different. I mean, it's the only track that you get a jump into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, for sure. And just think about the jump coming out of 3 and 4. I mean, if you're not on that low line, you're catching air.
Yep.
Every time.
And it's rough, but yeah, I'm excited for Daytona. Maybe I'll be able to bring the number 10 United Racing Network car to podium tonight.
Maybe. I mean, I'll be right there with you. I think we should definitely try to formulate a plan and work together tonight. Actually do it for the first time this season.
Yeah, because you hung me out to dry every other race.
Look, apparently consistency's key, man, because the guy that's leading the points in that series right now hadn't won a race yet, so.
Yeah, and I'm sitting only 3 points back from him, so.
Hey, I was first in points last season, last week. So.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. I didn't make it across the start-finish line.
No, you did not.
Because I sent Matt Stewart flipping about 150 times a second. And David Tamara, let's get back to this. David Tamara is got a lot to do here. He's got to make up a 12-second gap between him and Mike Weir, and an 18-second gap between him and Forrester. Forrester looks like he's going to be dominating this race again tonight as we reach the 25-minute mark. We got about 15 minutes to go. Can Mike Weir make his move once these guys go into the pit here? Can JP Alfonso come back and, you know, potentially gain his spots back?
It could be. I mean, I don't think Brian Frick or anybody above JP Alfonso is coming into the pit.
Yeah, we can take a look at that real quick and see what their pit stints actually are right now. So it looks like everybody besides Eddie Baker and JP Alfonso, 6th place up to 1st place, they're still on their original fuel load. So,
Wow.
yeah, and these guys will not be taking tires on their pit stop because of 2 reasons. First, they're not really needed. The second reason is it takes a lot of time in these cars to fill up and get a new set of tires. You're talking about a minute and a half on pit road. So it's just too much time, and the tires aren't needed.
No, not at all. I mean, although it is real hot, but when these guys do come down to get the fuel, it allows the tires to cool off just enough so that it essentially brings a second life in them.
Yeah, and even on track, when these tires get hot, you just start backing your corners up a little bit, and the tires will cool down a little bit more.
Yeah.
And speaking of weather, let's go over here and check it here. Track temperature's down to 89 degrees, so these guys are definitely sitting in that optimal racing temperature for the track. Philip Forster, Mike Weir's on pit road.
And Don Warren has actually come in as well.
Looks like Raphael's coming in now. And Alfonso is going to be making his move right now. He's in a good spot to take this position here. Phillips out now. Mike Weir's out, and JP Alfonso's right on their tail in 3rd place. So you called it.
Yep. They still got a lot of ground to make up to get to Philip Forster. I mean, he's still 7 seconds ahead.
Yeah, 7 seconds ahead, and you know, the battle right now is going to be. I think Philip's got this one in the bag. I don't want to talk too early, but I just do. Seeing what I've seen in the last few races we've had, Philip dominates every race. So I think our next battle here is going to be between JP Alfonso and Mike Weir. I think this is the battle to watch tonight right here.
Absolutely, I think so as well.
In the back here, you have Eddie Baker. He's currently moved up to 5th place now, but I don't know if he's pitted yet. Oh, he did pit. Well, he did. He was one of the ones that already pitted. So now he's just got to make his way through the field, but he's got 11 seconds to get to tomorrow. 11 seconds. Oh, 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's huge. So
yeah, I mean that's a lot of ground to make up. 10 seconds here is about 4 corners. So. But as we'll finish up pit road here, and then we're going to go through the grid. Now, as you can see, we have 5 cars out of this race so far. John Berry, Brian Mansfield, Neil Strader, Brown. I'm trying to see.
yeah, Alex Brown and Christopher Morrison. Those 2 did not grid.
Yeah, they're off my timing screen, so I was trying to find their first name. But they did not grid, so they're out. But we have currently 5 people out of this race now. So we're down to the last remaining 13 cars in this pack. Looks like Ben Martin's still on track, too. He's got a new car here.
Currently sitting in the 11th position.
He is a few laps down. Looking from him to Philip Forster. Philip's on lap 22 and Ben's only on lap 20, so he's 2 laps down as Ben Martin goes around.
He was able to maintain it, though. So
yeah. I mean, that corner there, I mean, I told you it was going to be getting people all night long, and well, he just cooked the tires a little bit.
yeah. But he was able to get it slowed down and get back to it. So I mean, kudos to him because I know I probably wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, and somebody we've not talked about tonight is Sean Crooks. Sean Crooks has been kind of laying in wait. I think he's out of striking position to get to that front position there. But him and Brian Frick have been having a good battle. They've got about a second between one another, and I think Brian Frick's trying to take over that position.
It looked like that. It looked like Ben Martin had crashed again.
And Eddie Baker's went off track.
He just gets it around.
And Eddie Baker also went off track here. Oh, who put that tree there?
Come on, guys. Get the drone around it.
Looks like he was trying to avoid Ben Martin there and just takes it off track. Good avoidance there, but it's going to give Rafael Cunha the chance to pass Eddie Baker there. And I think we're going to keep it on this battle for the rest of the race. So we got 10 minutes left in this race. We're at 31. Really, we got about 8 minutes left in this race. We've completed 24 laps so far. As we've reached the 10-minute mark, we're going to take you guys side by side so we can hear a word from our Twitch-sponsored ads. So we're going to keep it right here. Make sure you stick around. All right, as we come down to the final 7 or 6 minutes left in this race, we are watching JP Alfonso and Mike Weir. These two have been battling out all night. JP Alfonso did have a mishap with a lap car earlier in this race that set him back just a little bit, but he was able to get into pit road pretty easily, and now he sits in that third position, looking to take on that second position for Mike Weir.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw it on Tuesday as well. He come in super early, and he was able to, you know, catch second. And I believe it was Mike Weir that actually bobbled that gave him the third position. So, you know, as we wind down with 6 minutes left, all JP is hoping for is for Mike Weir to just to bobble just a little bit so that he can get in the striking position to make that pass.
Yeah, and, you know, as we come down, JP's going to start putting that pressure on Mike Weir, and Mike Weir doesn't do well with pressure.
No, he does seem to you know, struggle a little bit when somebody's starting to put the pressure on him, and you know, maybe he'll make a little mistake, but who knows? The way these guys race tonight, it's hard to say. Actually, it looked like he made a little bit of a bobble there.
Yeah, he grabbed that dirt there. You've just seen the dirt fly up off his tires. And Rob, just run us through 1 through 14 here. Or, I'm sorry, 1 through 12 here, if you don't mind. The guys that are remaining left in this race, where are they sitting at?
We got Philip Forster in first, Mike Ware in second, JP Alfonso in third, David Tamara in fourth, Eddie Baker in fifth, Rafael Cunha in sixth, John Crooks in seventh, Brian Frick in eighth, Scott Shepard in ninth. We got Josh Steele in 10th, Don Warren 11th, and Richie Kao in 12th place.
Awesome. Ben Martin, John Berry, Brian Mansfield, Neil Strader, Alex Brown, and Christopher Morrison are all out of this race as of lap 27.
As we come down to the 4-minute mark left in this race.
2 to 3 laps remaining.
Depending on where Philip Forster is when that 40 minutes elapses. I think we got about another, about 2.5 laps, 2-3 laps.
And these guys are pushing hard, pushing very hard, getting up there to the to that second place, trying to get to first place, but Philip Forster's just walked away with this one again. Not near as much as the one race where he almost lapped the entire field, but he's got a 9-second gap here. And you know, now the battle that we're watching between Mike Ware and JP. Mike Ware's in that pink and black car. JP's in the green and black car, 966 and the 20. That's who we're watching right now.
That's teal, not green.
Whatever. It's the same shade. And Crayola, the colors of Crayola, teal was never a color until after somebody tried to mix some stuff, okay? It's
actually,
green.
We do have another close battle, too, between Eddie Baker and Rafael Cunha. They're about 8/10 back from one another. So.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on both of these battles tonight. Eddie Baker's trying to hold off Rafael so he can have at least a top 5 finish tonight.
Oh, Mike Ware's crashed.
And JP does walk away with that second place position. Let's go back and take a look at it here. The S turns has. Oh, JP cut the course. Oh. There's going to be some words with that afterwards.
For sure.
There's going to be some words for that. Well, as JP takes on that second position, let's go back and take a look at the Eddie Baker, Rafael Cunha battle. And these guys are battling all the way down to that last minute as we continue to approach that 40-minute mark. Looks like Forster is going to be, I'm going to check his position on track real quick. Yep, we should have 1, maybe 2 laps to go as he crosses.
The white flag is in the air.
That was the white flag?
That is the white flag in the air.
Yep, white flag is in the air. We have 1 lap, guys.
As you see Don Warren get around there.
Yep. And Rafael is going to do everything in his power to get around Eddie Baker here, but is it going to be enough? Let's watch him go through the S-curves here.
See him drop to the inside.
Oh, and he grabs Eddie Baker. Eddie Baker shoved him off like nothing ever happened. He's going to reverse it to stay off the track and out of the way of people, and Eddie Baker's going to win that battle. Let's go back and take a look at that from the air. The same position that JP messed up in, and that position kind of looked like Eddie Baker come down into him, but we were riding the board when it happened, and it looked like Rafael just lost his tires there. Yeah, it looks like he slid up there and grabbed Eddie Baker. Eddie Baker shunning him off, and Eddie Baker has won the battle for 5th.
We have the checkered flag in the air now.
Philip Forster went off track. His car is destroyed. But he does have the checkered flag, so I guess that's all that matters. As these guys approach the final grid here. David Tamara is going to come home 4th. 5th is going to be Eddie Baker as he completes his S turns. Sean Crooks is going to complete the S turns as well. He's going to take home 6th. Brian Frick is right behind him, and Rafael Cunha is right behind him. And Philip Forster is going to be your winner tonight for the 4th time this season.
Yep.
Congratulations to everybody that has completed this race. We started out with 18 people. We finished with 12, and the last person on track is. Oh, it looks like everybody has completed. Okay. So. Well, that's it. That is your race results. Let's show them. That's it. Philip Forster's your winner tonight, followed by Mike Weir. Am I seeing that right? Looks to show JP in 8th, 1 lap down.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well.
I bet you JP called a penalty.
Might have.
That incident with Mike Weir probably costed him. Is anybody around to talk about it?
Let's take a look here. I'm just taking a quick look here. Yeah, JP had 12 incidents.
But the penalty's at 15, right?
It may have been for cutting the track there as well. We'll have to get clarification on that one. But we will see if anybody is available here. I don't see Philip Forster. But we do have Mike Weir and David Tamara.
David Tamara was 4th. No, David Tamara was 3rd.
3rd. Yeah. So
okay.
All right, let's pull these guys down and
yeah, definitely. Let's talk to him.
All right. Mike, this is Rob in the booth. How you got me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Well, you had a little bit of incident there with JP. But it seems that he had a penalty, so you come out with 2nd place tonight.
Yeah, I think he got a lot of 4X, like he got a lot of incidents, and I think he got black flagged and didn't come in. So that incident, I don't know what he was doing. I know he was annoyed because of the incident he had early in the race with Brian, and he was driving quick. Like I was 6-7 seconds up on him when we were before the pits, and then after that it was he was like a second behind me, and I was doing a good job holding him off, and then he just dove on me. I don't know what that was. Unfortunately, he blew through the corner and took me out. So I think that's what gave him his total penalties. So at least I ended up where I should have, but I was disappointed in that move, to be completely honest.
Yeah, we were watching it all night long. The battle between you two was the highlight of the night. Unfortunately, JP did catch the incident points. We will see, if there's any penalties that's going to arise from that. I'm not defending anybody. I'm just saying what I saw. It looked like he made a pass on you, didn't get slowed down enough, and just cut the corner and took you out in the process. That's what it looked like. But that's what we saw from the booth.
Yeah, he broke way too late and on the inside. Like I knew he was going to go to the corner. I was giving him the inside because I thought that was going to happen, but unfortunately, he broke later than I even thought he would. And yeah, and then it just caused the incident. I tried to avoid him, but there was really nothing I could do at that point. And luckily, I took very minimal damage and was able to bring it around. I still had some steering issues after that, and that's kind of why I went into the wall on the very last lap there. But other than that, I was having a really fun race there. But I was keeping good pace with Philip until my tires just got really hot and I couldn't control the car after that. I just had to take it easy for a little while. I had really fun holding off JP, but unfortunately, a good battle was ruined by that incident.
Yeah. Well, good job holding off on holding that second position tonight. Next week we're going to be seeing you guys at. Let me make sure I'm right on this. I think it's. Pardon me. Next week we're going to be going to Autodroma Jose Carlos Pace.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's should be a fun one.
Yeah,
I like this track tonight. It was a lot of fun, and the lap times were coming real down, midway through that race, and it was a lot of fun seeing like every lap was my best lap consistently, one after another. So it was a fun race. I enjoyed it tonight.
Yep. Well, good job. Hold for your second place finish, and we'll see you next week at Jose Carlos.
Yeah. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Yep.
Have a good one, Mike. Actually, looks like we do have Philip Forster in radio contact here, so we'll chat with him. Philip, this is Rob in the booth. How you got me?
I got you, buddy.
All right. Well, another amazing race. You absolutely dominated tonight, and really, you had no contention other than the first little bit. But once their tires started wearing off, you just pulled away and maintained that. And
that's what I'm sorry I interrupted. I forgot to check my tire wear at the end.
Well, it was absolutely great seeing you out tonight, and each and every time we see you out on the track, you dominate, and it's it's absolutely amazing to see, and congratulations yet again.
Thank you. It was a great race. I was worried about Mike the whole time. Mike and JP, they were fast. JP's fast. It's our home track, and Mike Ware, he's really fast at this track. I'm sure if he practiced a little bit more, he'd probably overtake me in most of the corners. Not gonna lie. David, he showed some promise too. He was really good at this track. And like I tell everybody, I got so many laps and races and stuff. It's just all about practice. And I understand people can't have all that time, but I'm sure some of these guys will be up to the level where everybody can compete and have really close racing.
Yep, you did good tonight. You have any sponsors or any fans you want to throw out there tonight?
JP again for letting me use the paint again, and all the fans, thank you for tuning in and watching this amazing broadcast do its thing.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, nice to see you up in the booth tonight, Andrew.
Yeah, but this week's been kind of weird for me. But I don't think I have anything else happening the rest of the season. So we should be here most every race. So.
And I'm just wondering, I whenever we finished the race, I was just wondering what happened to JP. Why? I wonder if he had a slowdown at the end or something.
I don't know. It's the results that we're getting is showing Mike Weir in second and JP in eighth, but JP was holding that second position according to our racing, our live timing. So we're going to confirm that and get an updated result for next week. Like we call this is the official results. So
all right.
We will confirm that and give everybody the official top 5 at least next week.
All right. I was just wondering. It's no big deal to me or anything. It just confused me when I seen it.
You're obviously number one. I don't think nobody's taking that from you. So, all right,
Well,
let's.
somebody could take it though. But y'all have a good night,
Yep, you do the
evening,
same.
morning, whatever y'all are.
Yep, you do the same, buddy.
All right.
And JP is available. Do we want to speak with him since he's technically?
Do we want to talk to David first and then?
Yeah, let's do David
okay.
first, and then we'll bring JP in because
Okay.
You know the way it sits, David is currently holding that third spot. So
Yeah. All right. Let's talk to David here. David, this is Rob in the booth. How you got me?
Good, good.
All right. Well, another amazing race. You know, you held that fourth position, but it seems JP was penalized. I'm not sure. We're trying to get the ruling on that, but you know, you brought home third. So how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling really lucky. I mean, I think GP should get number 3, but I don't know what's wrong with the maybe on the pit when he did pit, or on the last they didn't count on the finish line or something going on over there. They
yeah,
didn't count the last lap.
yeah, for sure. Something didn't count for sure, and we're gonna get that figured out and see what happened because I do show on my live timing that he had 21. Um, he had the enough laps counted, so we'll see what happened. But officially, you are a third place winner tonight. So
Yeah,
our third place finisher.
yeah, yeah. I like this track, and I'm not as quick as everybody, the top 3, but I think I did very consistent and didn't make any mistake. So yeah.
Well, all right. Well, with that, you got anything to say to your fans or with your to your sponsors out there tonight?
Um, Thanks for supporting me, my wife, and my daughter because I'm away a lot doing the iRacing. Thank you to your guys too.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. We're here each and every week, and you know, it's you know, we understand being away from our families as well. So yeah, we can really appreciate that. And you know, congratulations again. I know you've had some mishaps in other GT3 races here this season, and you know, it's great to actually have you on the podium.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, David. We'll chat with you next week, hopefully.
All right, bye.
All right, let's see if we can get JP in here. JP, this is Rob in the booth. How you got me?
How you guys doing today?
Not too bad. So, you know, we're showing you finishing second, but you're currently scored an 8th lap down, so we're not 100% sure what's going on with that. Maybe you know something from that?
Well, what happened was I started to do donuts and I drove in the opposite direction for a portion of the track in turn 1. I got the warning wrong way driving, and then I got the black flag for reckless driving. So, uh, yeah, technically I passed the line in second place, and I decided to do some donuts, which I never do, but today I decided to do it, and I got a black flag for reckless driving at the end. So that's what happened. I should check my incident score, and we got a total of 12 X's. So yeah, I saw the warning on the screen while I was doing the donuts.
That makes
Gotcha.
sense. Well, I mean, they'll
Okay.
have to go in there and fix it manually for points and stuff to show the rearrange the results. So, if that is the way it is, then Mike Weir would finish third, David would finish fourth, and JP would finish second. If that's how they rule it. So
Yeah, I mean, I was watching my relative, and I was showing second. If I would have been a lap down, I would have seen it. And I didn't have a black flag to serve. Um, yeah, my screen was clear. Yeah, the warning came out right at the end in turn 1. I drove like a few feet, um, opposite of the track direction, and that's when I got the reckless driving black flag.
Gotcha. Well,
So
that's a tough break, and I'm sure the point standings will be corrected. I'm sure.
Yep. I
Right,
want to
right.
ask you a question though. What happened on that when we went down to the S turns with 1 lap to go? What happened there?
Oh, with the incident of Mike Weir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to stay behind him until it was like 2 laps to do, 2 laps to go. And I knew that one of his weakest point was in the chicane, turn A and turn B. And so I set up my brake bias to brake a little bit later than him, but I guess with the low fuel and the brake bias towards the back, the car didn't stop like I was intending to, and so I overshoot the turn. Uh, try to go back on the track. I knew that I would have come out of that turn with a slowdown. And and I say, well, it is what it is. I make the mistake. But next thing I knew, he was beside me, and I tried to avoid him, but it was already too late. I mean, if you guys can go back and look, it was just the minimal tap that I did on his bumper, and that was enough to unsettle the car. And unfortunately, he spun out, and that's what happened. Yeah, it definitely it was a miscalculation from my part. So hopefully he sees it that way. I mean, uh, we've been racing, for a while now, and I'm sure he can see my record is kind of clean. I don't bump into anybody or wreck into anybody, so it was just a race incident.
I understand completely. Well, you got anything to say to your fans or your sponsors out there tonight?
Don't look at the score at the end. Just ignore it. So no, I mean, the same, like always. To those who tune in and spend the time to watch these races with us, thank you so much. And, share the link to your friends, and hopefully the audience will grow some more.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Well, with that, guys, that is either our 2nd place or our 8th place finisher. Hopefully, we can get that updated, and we'll let you know next week for sure. But as of right now, the results are Philip Forster, Mike Weir, David Tamara, Eddie Baker, Sean Crooks is your top 5. 6 is Brian Frick. Rafael Cunha is 7th. 8th is JP Alfonso. 9th, Scott Shepard. 10th, Josh Steele. 11th, Don Warren. Richie Kao is going to finish 12th. 13th is Ben Martin. John Barry is in 14th. Brian Mansfield is going to finish 15th. Neil Schrader is going to finish 16th. And Alex Brown and Christopher Morrison did not complete a lap tonight. So, all right, Rob, you ready to go to Daytona?
Absolutely. So, like I say every week, thank you for everybody joining in. We stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The different series, the information is in the off-screen card. Just thank you to our sponsor, JP Alfonso Studios and Admin Box. Without them, we would not be here. And without you guys at home, we would not be here. And also to Happy Hour Racing for allowing us to broadcast these races for you. They put on some great races. If you want to find information, it's down in the info box down below. You can find the Facebook page where you'll find a Discord invite link. And if you want to join, go ahead.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, we're going to Daytona. Wish us luck. Hopefully we get a 1-2 finish tonight between me and Rob. With that, this is the United Racing Network signing off. We'll see you next Tuesday. See you guys. This broadcast is the property of the United Racing Network and Twitch.tv. All reproductions of this broadcast must be approved by the United Racing Network staff. United Racing Network does not claim any responsibility for mishaps that may occur while listening to this production. United Racing Network reserves the right to delete, mute, unpublish, and/or move streaming locations without notice. The opinions of the announcers are not influenced by sponsorship, league administration, or any other outside entities. Thank you.